Hello, Bonnie. How are you?
I'm fantastic today, Max. How are you
I'm
doing?
pretty good. I'm pretty
Good.
good.
Well, coming at you from Canada. Lots of fans out here, my friend.
Hey, whereabouts in Canada are you? Toronto, Vancouver?
Uh, I'm talking to you from Toronto.
I was there for 6 months filming this, as it happens.
I did know that. Yeah, well, we'll talk about the city in a little bit. But first off, congratulations on this and your role because how exciting! And I just have to know how much fun has it been getting to play a bit of an action hero?
Oh, are you kidding me? It's so much fun. I remember I used to spend a lot of time in the garden with plastic guns, hiding in bushes, pretending to be soldiers and assassins. And then I remember saying something along the lines of, "This is what I'm going to do for a living," to my mother, who of course laughed it off. Look who's
Yeah,
laughing now.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. There you showed her.
I showed her.
How did the role come to you? Because let's, well, first of all, let's put a little bit of history and context behind it. Because for people who don't know, this is loosely based on a 70s film that starred Robert
Hmm.
Redford. So, which of course I saw and loved, and I had never missed anything Robert Redford played in.
Oh, why
But
would you?
for you, had you watched the movie? Did you have a little bit of background before you took on this role?
I watched the film when I was way too young to understand the political significance of it.
Yeah,
But of course, when I was approached with this project, I read the script and then I rewatched the film a couple of times. But the interesting thing about this sort of thing is that film has achieved cult status. It came out in the shadow of Watergate. Robert Redford is one of the most charismatic, skilled, handsome actors you can think of, and
yeah,
you watch these films and you try to take what you can and what inspires you away, and you note little things in his performance. But at that point, I think you have to let it go and you have to
right,
accept that that was a 2 hour long film, and what we're working with here is a 10 hour long format that allows you to explore the themes and ideas presented in the movie, but in a far more detailed way. Uh,
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah. So for people who just don't know, give us a little bit of background. Tell us a little bit about Joe Turner and where you're at in the series.
Okay, I play Joe Turner, who is a young, idealistic, principled young man who enters the CIA reluctantly. He's aware of what they've been up to over the past century, their
Mm-hmm.
involvement in the Middle East and in North Africa and South America, and not all of it was savory. But he believes that he can make a difference from within. However, within weeks of being within, he discovers a clandestine plot at the depths of the CIA. A couple of disgruntled, disillusioned members of the CIA have linked up with some Christian fundamentalists who have formed a plot to generate an anti Islamic narrative in order to try and rid the planet of extreme Islamist terrorism. However, this plot
Right.
comes at the cost of millions of innocent American lives and also millions of innocent foreign lives. So Joe, lifting the rock on this conspiracy, finds his friends and his co-workers being gunned down within hours of the revelation, and finds himself on the run, being pursued
Yeah.
by hardened, trained assassins.
Wow. And
Yeah.
okay, that's a mouthful, my friend. So you did that really, really well.
Oh.
Thank you for setting
Oh
setting
wow.
it all up for us. But being on the run, I mean, Max, how much prep did you have to do? Because you don't stop running this whole time. Unbelievable. Did you lose like a ton of weight making this film or this
No,
show?
not enough. I was I was very no I'm no, but I did a fair amount of running. Also quite a lot of hiding in various places, under beds, in cupboards, desks, all that sort of thing. So there's a
Right.
variety of hidden location. But there's also a lot more to it than that. But yes, certainly there's a good amount of running.
Yeah. So what's the best hiding place in Toronto? Because I don't know.
Best hiding place in Toronto. I, I
Ah.
don't know. Oh God, there's so many. Uh, I'm sure there's a
Think
joke to be
about it for a few
found.
minutes and
Can't
then
can't
share it
find it
with me
though.
because I need to know sometimes.
Oh really?
Yeah, for sure. Now, Max, first of all, I got to ask you about this tremendous cast. I mean, we are talking unbelievable co-stars in this. Let's first talk about William Hurt, who you have worked with before.
Yeah, I did a film a few years ago called The Host, and I worked with him there, and I'm as in awe of him today as I was then. He's he's one of those incredible actors who has a sort of fierce muscularity that can just terrify you, but at the same time, he has a vulnerability and a sensitivity that can reduce you to tears in seconds. And he sort of does those two things simultaneously. He also, as a young actor on a big American production, you don't always know how to behave, and to watch a man, a consummate professional such as William, operating, and so you take cues from him, and but not only him. We have Brendan Fraser
Yes.
delivering a
Yes. Yeah, I
terrifying.
wanted to ask you about that because, man, like I just was watching him on The Affair. He scared the crap out of me. He's
Oh,
amazing.
he's mind-bendingly talented, and he delivers a terrifyingly good performance, and very terrifying performance in this. But then also we have Mira Sorvino, we have Bob
Yeah.
Balaban, Liam Lubani playing
Oh,
Max von Sydow's part as the assassin. We have Catherine Cunningham. We have so
wow.
much talent, which is wonderful to be involved in a production like this with these kind of
Yeah. Good
people.
for you. Why is a show like this so relevant today?
Well, I think when the film came out in 1975, it was shadowed by Watergate. So
Hmm.
the citizenry having suspicion of its government acting in its best behalf was there, and I think that's always relevant, but it's never been more relevant than I think today.
Yeah.
For the people to look at the governmental bodies acting on its behalf and having a system of checks and balances, the press, but also the people themselves, just second guessing what our politicians and what the governmental organisations that act in our name are telling us. I think that's
Yeah.
timeless.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be a fun ride watching in this. You know, a lot of people may or may not know that, of course, your dad is the wonderful Jeremy Irons, such a great guy who's actually made several films here in Toronto. His buddy is David Cronenberg, of course,
Yeah.
and I have to ask
Mm.
you, what was the best piece of advice that Dad gave you when you told him that you wanted to, be an actor?
I think the best piece of advice he gave me, and he gave it to me quite early on, was that there is very little stability in this job. That there will be good
Yeah.
days and there will be bad days. Uh, I think my mother is also an actress. I think they were both aware that when I grew up, I was seeing them having, success after success after success, and they were very
Yeah.
lucky to have that. But they sort of gently reminded me that that's not always the way. And in fact, statistically, making it as a young actor now, the odds are very much against you. And even if you do manage to, this being involved in a production of this quality and this nature is very much a high point in my career. But you also have to guarantee that there will be a downturn, that there will be moments where you're unsure of your career, and that's part of it. And to hold your nerve and to keep working, and that work is the most important thing in whatever form it takes. Just keep chiseling away, keep trying to make yourself
Well,
better.
yeah, I listen. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I've interviewed you several times, and you're such an amazing young man. And honestly, what I've seen from this show, I couldn't stop watching. So I
Oh,
can't wait to get the rest of the episodes
thank
to
you.
finish watching it. But congratulations to you on this, and best of luck with it. I think people are just going to love it, and like I said, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I'm going to be talking to you for
Oh,
many
that's
years to
very
come.
kind of you. Thank you so much.